Hello, friends, and welcome to Little Bean's Garden, located in Pomona, California, Zone 10A, established in 2015. My name is Sule, and I will be your host for today. Today is January 16, 2024, and today I am going to be planting the seeds for the Martino Roma tomato, and I thought I would bring you along. So I haven't grown this variety. I've grown Romas before, but I haven't grown this particular variety. Let me show you what the seeds look like. And that's what the seeds look like. What I'm going to be doing is I am going to be putting 2 seeds in each of the little Jiffy Pete pellets, and they're moist already, so I don't need to add water afterwards. So here I'm gonna drop 1 seed, 2 seeds for each of the Jiffy Pete pellet. And I'm hoping they do absolutely great. Let me get these done and I'll bring you right back. Alright friends, so I have 2 seeds in each of the Jiffy Pete pellet. Now the only thing to do is make sure that the seeds are covered completely with the Jiffy Pete pellet mix here. Let me get all these done and then I'll bring you right back. I have covered all the seeds up. They're fully covered. So now the last thing to do is to add our plant label. And we're going to add it here, which is the last row. And hopefully you can see that. There we go. And that's it for today. I'll bring you guys back and give you an update. Today is February 16, 2024, and we have some Martino Roma popping up. This one is, super big, and nothing else is really, oops, you can't really see there. There we go. This one's super big, and this one just started to pop out. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. And then we have another one that's starting to pop up right here. It's going a little slow, but this one right here is, I don't know, it's on steroids because it's big already. But yeah. Today is March 9th, 2024, and I wanted to give you an update on our Martino Roma and also bring you along as I uppot them. So look, they're looking absolutely beautiful, nice and healthy. And for each of the little Jiffy Pete pellets that have 2, I'm going to try to separate them and not damage them in the process. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Alright friends, so I already have the pots that I'm going to use to put our little seedlings in, but they're not filled up all the way because I want to make sure that I bury a little bit of the stem of the little tomato seedling. If you're new to gardening, the stem can be buried and it'll actually help your plant develop more roots and get more nutrients, get more healthy. You don't want to do that with any seedling, but tomato, definitely you can do that. So let's go ahead and pot one up. I'm going to bring you very up close and personal to this one so we can do one together. All right, for the purpose of demonstration, we're going to be doing this one first. This one is a solo one. And the first thing I do is, let me zoom you out a little bit so you can see. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is remove this casing. And it's supposed to be biodegradable and everything, but I find these like 7 years later and they're still intact. So I don't want them in my soil or anywhere. So all I'm going to do is, I'm not going to do anything to the root system. The roots are looking nice and healthy. All I'm going to do is make sure that let me show you here. I'm going to do a little hole, and I'm going to plop our little seedling there, and then I'm going to add soil up until right here. So most of the little stem is going to be buried. Let me zoom you back in, and there you go. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to add soil to this little pot. It has been raining here the last couple of days, so the soil is very, very moist. So I'm not going to be adding any water to these pots once I finish potting them up, because the soil is already very moist. Okay, let's add more soil on this side. All right, so let me show you up close. Where are you? Over here. Okay, if you see, most of the little stem is buried, and you definitely are okay to do that with tomatoes. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I find that it helps my plants grow bigger, better, and stronger. So I highly encourage it, but again, you don't have to. And that's what she's looking like. Let me go ahead and pot up the rest, and I'll bring you right back. Actually, I was thinking about it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I do with the ones that have two. Let me move this one over and move this one in sight. I'm going to put both pots there. This is the one that I was originally showing you, and it's two of them. So let me zoom you out a little bit. And again, what we're going to do is remove that casing. I don't want it. I don't like it. And what I do is I try to keep the soil from one of them intact and the other one intact as well, as much and as best as possible. And ta-da! We have two little tomato plants. And after that, everything is the same. I try to bury the stem as much as possible, as deep as possible. So let me go ahead and add some soil to this. Now again, you don't want to bury the stem for all your plants, okay? Tomatoes, definitely. Cabbages, I have videos me planting, and I bury the stem up to the little elbow. In case you're wondering what the little elbow is, you can go back and watch one of my videos, and they do absolutely fabulous. So again, not every plant you can bury the little stem. With tomatoes, I find that it makes them stronger, and it allows them to grow more roots, because I don't know the technical or science behind it. I just know that there is something in their little stems that helps them grow more roots along the stem if you bury them, and which allows them to get more food, which in return, more food makes them stronger. If they're stronger, they will produce more for you. Well, in my experience and in my garden. All right, I just wanted to show you those two, how I separate them when there's two in the little Jiffy Pea pellet. Here's one. The stem is buried as much as possible. Here's the second one, and the stem is buried as much as possible. All right, so now let me get the rest pot up, and I'll bring you right back. All right, friends, I got a total of 13 up potted, and I still have some on this side that need to be potted at a later time. They're just really small, so I'm not gonna pot them now. I'm gonna wait and see how they do, but as of right now, 13 were potted. Again, I'm not gonna water them because it has been raining, so the soil is definitely moist. All right, I'll keep you guys posted. Toodles! Today is April 7th, 2024, and today I am going to up pot the Martino's Roma tomatoes because they're not looking happy. We've had a lot of rain and they've been in small little pots, so I think it's definitely time to up pot them. Let me put you up on the tripod and we'll plant one together. All right, friends, I have you up on the tripod. The first thing I'm going to do is remove these bottom leaves. And there she goes. I think I'm going to remove this one as well. I'm going to try to plant this little tomato plant as deep as possible so it can grow roots along the stems. First, let me dig the hole. All right, that should be deep enough. And now I'm going to add a little bit of fertilizer. All right, that's good enough. Let me try to get this one out of the pot. We're going to squeeze around. Nice. These roots are looking really, really nice. Now we're going to add the soil around it. And then we'll add a little more fertilizer on top just to be on the safe side. All right, she's looking good. Let me do the rest and then I'll bring you right back. All right, friends, so I did go ahead and up pot 6 of the Martino's Roma tomato plants. And they look nice and happy in their new home. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to water them in because it gets really hot here. After I water them in, I'm going to add the mulch. All right, friends, so anytime you guys transplant your little plants, make sure you give them a nice watering. They need the water, but besides that, it also helps to settle the soil around the roots of the little plant so that your plant gets nice and happy and acquainted with its new environment, its new little home. So you always want to give it a nice watering. So I think I'm going to get more water. I collected rainwater when it was raining these past weeks. We have gotten an influx of rain, which is absolutely strange and weird for my area. It doesn't really rain, but you know what? I'm actually happy for it. Kind of scary because it makes you wonder what is going on, in our environment, our weather, our system. But, we're not going to think negative. We're going to think positive, and hopefully it's just something good. My area is changing. Now the cold stays longer. Now it's been raining more days. And I'm not mad at it. It's just a little weird and it's just a little scary. But like I said, we're not going to think negative. We are going to think positive. So I'm thinking that this is a good change and that it doesn't mean anything bad for our planet. All right, so now that we added the water, we are going to add the mulch. Let me bring you up close and personal so you can see what I do with one of them. Okay, she's looking a little sad because I just up potted her and I watered her, so she's not happy about the whole move, but she's also not mad, okay? And like I said, it has been raining, so look, this mulch has a lot of water. But it's okay, we're still going to use it. It's still going to do its job. It looks a little weird because it's full of water, but it's still gonna do its job. Mulch is amazing. If you live in an area like me where it used to get extremely hot since January, but it still gets hot. It's just that the cold has been staying longer. But if you live in an area like me where it gets pretty darn hot in the summers, then mulch is your best friend. Mulch will retain that moisture. It will assist and reducing soil erosion. It will also help with attracting worms to your soil. Everywhere I put mulch, there is a lot of nice healthy earthworms. Everywhere I don't put mulch, there's no worms because they like the moisture. All right, let me get the rest done and I will bring you right back. All right, friends, that was a very, very messy job. Look at my arm. But it was needed and it's going to pay off in the end. All right, guys. Well, I will keep you guys posted. Toodles! Today is May 25th, 2024, and I wanted to give you an update on our beautiful Roma tomato plants. There is already some baby tomatoes growing. Let me see if we can locate some for you here. Man, they camouflage with the plants, but oh yes. We found some. Check those out. They're so pretty. I don't know, I like baby tomatoes. They're just so beautiful to me. Sorry about the shaky camera work. I'm just so excited, so happy that we have little baby tomatoes growing already. The plants are looking beautiful, happy, healthy. The weather has been pretty cool, so I think it's the first year I don't have burnt, crunchy plants. But in the beginning, when I started my YouTube channel, if you have followed me for a long time, every time I would describe my plants, I would say they're nice and crunchy because they would get burnt by the sun. But not this year, not this year. They're looking super healthy, happy, and I can't wait to taste one of these little Roma tomatoes. All right, I will keep you updated. Today is June 18, 2024, and I wanted to give you an update on the Roma tomatoes. Roma tomatoes are doing okay. They're starting to blush. Hopefully you can see that one there. They're starting to blush a little bit. They haven't turned red completely, but look at what I think I am going to have a problem with. I think that's blossom and rot starting. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna go to maybe Home Depot or Lowe's or one of the big box stores and get something to help me with that. But as of right now, they're not ready to be harvested. I just wanted to give you an update. They're absolutely loaded, but they're not red yet. Not red at all, but they do have a lot of, oops, you can't even see it. They do have a lot of tomatoes. There we go. There's tomatoes everywhere, but not ready to harvest yet. All right, I'll keep you posted. Today is June 21st, 2024. The past week has been really, really hot. The plants have definitely felt the heat. It's been pretty hot in the 90s. It went from very cold to very hot from one day to another, but I am here to give you an update and the final update and tiny little harvest of our Roma tomatoes. So as you can see, there's some ready right there. So let's go ahead and start harvesting these little Roma tomatoes. Now I am going to harvest even the ones that look just a little blush because the naughty little birds well, let me get you a better look here. Okay, so the naughty little birds, they have been pecking at my fruit. They recently ate my cherries that I had grown for the first time ever. Oh my god. These are so small, but it's okay. I have been going through some stuff. I don't know if you have been following my channel for a bit, but I've had some issues with my mother's health and I have not been tending to the garden. So I will be upfront and honest. I have not been taking care of my garden. A lot of my plants look really sad because I haven't been here to take care of them, to water them, to feed them, to prune them. But even though these are small, they look like cherry Roma. I don't even know if I Yeah, they look like cherry Roma. I think there's such a thing of cherry Roma. But anyways, they're small, but I am definitely going to eat them. And I see that there is some right here. By some, I mean one. Right there. Let me see if we can get that one. Okay. There we go. Oh, it looks like, oh, just a little blemish. Not anything to cry about. Let me take you to the shade. All right, so here we are. This is the harvest for my Roma tomatoes. They are very, very tiny, but they are going to be enjoyed by me and my family. So it's okay. It's okay if they're tiny. You know, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose in gardening. And that's the fun part, you know. When you win, you're happy. And when you lose, you're not really losing because it's food for your belly and your family's belly. But, you know, that's the magic of gardening. Anyway, so yes, this is my Roma tomatoes. They are so small, but they are so pretty. They're super cute. I don't know, they're so tiny though. But it has been a crazy year, and I'm not just talking about the weather, but I'm also talking about, you know, like issues I've had with my mom's health. So yeah, it's okay. They're gonna be enjoyed one way or another. So, well, well guys, that's it from Little Beans Garden. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, hitting the like button, and sharing this video with your friends. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.